Hello and welcome back. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at the expanded widget. Now you can use the expanded widget in either a column, row or flex widget, and the expanded widget will force its child to take up as much space as possible. So as you can see in our home page we have a scaffold which contains an app bar, and the body of the scaffold is a column. You can see this vertical column running from top to bottom in our scaffold's body on the page. And there are 3 cards, a red card, green card and a blue card, each with an equal width and height, as the 3 children of the column widget. Now what we can do is we can take one of these cards and we can wrap it in an expanded widget. So as you can see, by default, with a fixed width and height, these cards will simply take up 100 by 100. However, if we were to wrap one of these cards in an expanded widget, like so, you'll notice there how the green card then expands to fill up all of the space in the main axes. You'll notice because we have a column widget which flows from top to bottom in its main axes, the expanded widget fills up all of the space available in the main axes. That means if we were to change this column to a row, you'll notice how the green card there expands to fill up all of the remaining space in the row. Now you will also notice that the width and the height are not taken into consideration when using the expanded widget. In the case of the row, like this, you'll notice that the width is disregarded because the row runs vertically from left to right. However, when we substitute the row for a column, you'll notice that the height gets disregarded. So, the expanded widget essentially allows you to expand a child to fill up any and all remaining space on the main axes of the parent flex widget. That can either be a flex widget itself or a column or row widget, and those widgets are covered in more detail in other episodes. Now you might be wondering what happens if we have multiple expanded widgets. So let's take a look at that now. If we wrap this red card in an expanded widget, you'll notice how both the red and the green card then take up an equal amount of height, an equal amount of space inside the column's main axes. You will notice that there is an optional property called flex inside the expanded widget, and this allows you to determine how much space is taken up in proportion to the other expanded widgets. By default, the expanded widget uses a flex value of 1. However, if we were to change this to a flex value of 2, you'll notice how the red card takes up double the amount of space of the green card. This essentially means that the space encompassing the red and green cards is split up into 3 sections, the 2 plus 1, with the red card taking up 2/3 and the green card taking up 1/3. This is synonymous with the flex layouts that are used in CSS, for those of you coming from a familiar web development background. Last but not least, if we wrap this blue card in an expanded widget, and if we remove these flex properties, you'll notice how each of these cards then takes up an equal amount of space in the column's main axes, an equal height. This means that we could completely disregard the height properties of the container if we so wished, and as you'll see, it has no effect because the height is controlled by the expanded widget. The expanded widget is essentially forcing each of the cards to take up as much height as possible, evenly distributed between each of those 3 cards. As we covered earlier on, giving one of these a higher flex value means that that particular card, in this case the green card, will take up 3 times the space of the red and the blue card. So essentially the expanded widget allows you to have child widgets inside either a column, row or flex widget that take up a certain amount of space based on the maximum available space on the main axes of the parent widget. A reminder, in the column widget, the main axis running vertically from top to bottom. In a row widget, the main axis running horizontally from left to right. And then the flex widget allowing you to specify a custom direction of either vertical or horizontal at runtime. As mentioned, for more information about the flex widget, column widget or row widget, you can check out those specific episodes. So I hope this has proven useful. As you can see there, the expanded widget allows you to fill the available space in the main axes, much the same as using the flex layouts in CSS. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.